When I was in high school, my mom asked me to order pizza for my family on Friday night. I looked up the phone number in the phone book and promptly handed the phone to talk to a stranger. Fast forward to college at University of Illinois, my first time away from my small town. I spent the first several weeks crying to homesick, partaking early freshman partying. The one frat party I did attend was so disappointing. I wanted to trade in my books, abandon my major, and head back home. The confident behaviors I need to pursue this dream were not yet available, and when I looked around at the confident students working around me around campus, heads held high, pursuing a dream that they had set to achieve, I wanted that kind of confidence too, but my behaviors did not align with these confident attitudes. Crying in my dorm room, shying away from social engagement, not showing up for class because I was worried others were smarter. So I had knew is that I needed to change. Research tells us that in order to get people to change, you need not to start with the attitudes, but with the behaviors associated with those attitudes. When people can see themselves behaving differently, they get them begin to act differently. So the questions for me were, who am I? Who do I want to become? And how does the person I want to become behave? The answers were that I wanted a successful career, one that means something allowed me to contribute. That was defined as a career as a sports manager. In order to achieve this goal, I needed to begin to act more confidently. And I did because 13 years later, I became the first female general manager of a Chibo, a baseball team in nearly 20 years. Thank you. I also act as a host the Leadership in Female podcast, where I interview over 90 female executives in sports and industry that's over 80% male at management level and above. Time after time, these women have told me that no one skills they improve in order to earn their spot at the top of the sports industry is confidence. They, like me, did not possess this confidence necessary to increase their level in their career from the get to they had to work on the behaviors associated with this attitude in order to propel their career forward. I'm here today to share with you 6 behaviors you can start today to increase your confidence. Why is it important to increase our confidence? How would you behave or what could you achieve if you were 10 times more confident? No one count yourself in. I spoke with a woman about her first time doing sideline at a national televised basketball team. She was shaking in her heels, standing courtside, nerves overtaking her, until she heard some familiar in her headset. We'll be on in 5 and 2, 3, 1, you're alive. And she performed with excellence, the nerves melting away, and she's an athlete. A former basketball player used to performing on the court, but the clock and the tactic remain true. Counting will get you started. A momentum will keep you going. I have used this technique. I have had more uncomfortable conversation than I care to recall, but one I'll vividly remember standing on the warning track of baseball field 45 minutes before game time, looking at the opposite manager and his team wearing a wrong color uniform. I wanted to turn and run back up to my office and hide, but instead faced him head on, and I said in my mind 3, 2, 1, go, and I started walking towards him, and when I arrived, we had very uncomfortable conversation about his team wearing a wrong color uniform. It was so awkward, but when I asked myself, who am I and how do I behave? The answer was that of a person who's not too shy to stand up for what I believe, what is right, and stand up to conflict. Counting got me started, and momentum kept me going. No, too, what if you only had to be brave? For a total for 20 seconds, give yourself 20 seconds of courage. This behavior helped me enormously. When I published my podcast, Leadership is Female, bought title and all for the world to see here, critique, and have their opinions. I vividly remember sitting on the carpet of my closet floor holding my computer, looking at the upload button, thinking to myself, need any more edits? Should I listen to it one more time? And I told myself, Emily, give yourself 20 seconds of courage. And I hit published, and guess what? I keep breathing and the words keep turning. All because of 20 seconds of courage. No 3. Take a seat at a table. Not metaphorically speaking, actually take a seat at a table. I spoke to a woman who represents some of the biggest names in baseball, and she told me a story that taking a seat, she noticed women waiting around, waiting for the seats to be filled, and she was doing it too, in order to become the more confident woman that she envisioned herself to be. She needed to go and sit down, speak her mind, and get the deal done. That started with one simple action: taking a seat at the table. No 4. Cheer for other people's success. They say that women will pull off the ladder behind them. What if you didn't? What if you extend a hand back to lead? What if you celebrated the success of a colleague, rather than feeling sorry for yourself that it was not you accepting the excellence? Confident people celebrate the success of others, rather than feeling threatened. Think of this great quote from Amy Poehler, good for her. Not me, for I've turned that pit in your stomach of, oh, she did that and I'm still here, into yes, good for her, not for me. This is her celebration, not mine. And when my time comes in, it gotta be great to have the support of so many great people around me. Wins are so much better celebrated together. Join and cheer someone else on. Here, no 4. Action. Recently, a woman was promoted to Chief Marketing Officer of major sport league. The offered interview ultimately landed the job, came after her public and sincerely congratulated her to the newly named female league president. Cheer for someone else's success. No 5. Bolster your confidence for new activity. So you already create performance in another. What are you really good at? What is easier today than it was 1 year ago? What is your most proud accomplishments? Answer those questions. Think about those answers. Those answers is where your confidence is born. Confidence is born in all we've already done and already achieved. Recently, a woman I interviewed as female podcast was going after a big promotion at top team. Before she went into the pitch her boss, she reviewed her current job, made notes of her excellence in all areas, and then was prepared for samples. She got the promotion. Use for brighter success to propel yourself forward. And no 6. Celebrate constantly. How often do we reach our goals and then just immediately move on? When we do this, the recollection of that success is diminished. How can we confidently move forward if we can remember what we achieved or worse yet, link that accomplishment to stress? Find ways to celebrate that are meaningful to you, like creating a highlight reel of most proud accomplishments. Take your team out for a celebratory drink. Buy yourself a massage or maybe order pizza when you reach your personal goals. It doesn't matter how you celebrate, it matters that you do this. We'll create a marker in your brain to reward and reinforce the behaviors that led to the success. In the first place, I've come a long way. From the girl who couldn't order pizza to the woman who became GM, a minor league team, started a podcast and delivered TED Talks. All because I made the decision to become a more confident person. And I hope you do too, because how many rooms if you were in 10 times more confident? Thank you.